Good morning, everybody. As you can see, right now, we are going to discuss English. And very first of all, what we are going to discuss here is that review. For the last 3 to 4 months, you can say, people are restricted to their places, to their homes, and they are not studying at all. So we are just starting it to make them realize how the competition works, especially English. We are talking about English subject for banks, SSCs, and all the examinations where English is going to come as a qualifying criteria or maybe a scoring criteria. In that case, it is very important for us to understand how the language works when it comes to the written part of the English that is used in examinations. First of all, as you can see here, it is already written for facilitating this lecture, you can say. Here we have English review. There are some quotes written here. You can see V, letter R, letter G, and letter L. I will explain to you what these 4 letters mean. V stands for vocabulary, R stands for reading, G stands for grammar, and L stands for logic. Any language you want to study, you want to write it down, pen it down, you want to explain it, you want to teach it, you want to study it, doesn't matter. You have to go through these 4 criteria. These 4 criteria are always there. Vocabulary, if your vocabulary, that means words and their meanings along with usage patterns, if you know them well, your reading speed will automatically improve. Vocabulary improves reading. And if you have a handful information regarding the grammar points, with their combinations, all 3, the logic part becomes easy. And we all know that without applying logic to a question, you can't solve the question. So the very first thing that comes to our mind is vocabulary. If you do not know a meaning of a particular word, how can you apply grammar or how can you read it properly? And there would be no possibility at all of applying the logic. Fine. Similarly, vocabulary, reading, grammar, and logic. These 4 parts have 2 subsets. The very first subset is represented by A, vocabulary, reading, and logic. And the second one is vocabulary, grammar, and logic. When the paper, the examination paper is put forward between you, in front of you, you see there that there are 2 types of questions as far as the language is concerned. The first type of question is associated with vocabulary, reading, and logic. Questions that are solved using your vocabulary and reading speed coupled with logic. Here we have to solve questions based on vocabulary, reading, and logic. We have passage, we have rearrangements, and we have cloze tests. You can say passages, rearrangements, and cloze tests. These are dependent upon vocabulary and logic along with reading speed. To solve these 3 points, one has to be very good in the requirements. To perform in these 3 fields, these 3 types of questions, the very first thing that comes to a person's mind is what are the requirements? What to do to improve upon these 3 points? And for that, requirements apply. The first requirement is reading speed, and the second one is vocabulary. Vocabulary refers to idioms and phrases. It may or may not refers to synonyms and antonyms of a word, word opposites or exact meaning of the words, or similar words with different meanings, and one word substitutions. There may be one more point, that is sayings. Sayings, that means proverbs or something that is said by a philosopher in such a way so as to give a commoner, a common people, a common person, a way to think, to become a better individual. For example, sayings are these can be proverbs. Sayings are things that give you food for thought. For example, honesty is the best policy is a saying. For example, synonyms and antonyms we will know, idioms and phrases we know. To improve upon these three points, you have to go through reading speed, vocabulary, idioms, phrases and antonyms, synonyms and one-word substitutions. On the other hand, for vocabulary, for the improvement of vocabulary grammar, so that you can apply logic to these four types of questions, for vocabulary and grammar, these two combinations with logic generate the questions of error detections. There is a sentence given with 4 to 5 slashes, and the last point is no error, NE for short. You have to select whether the sentence is grammatically correct or incorrect. The second one is phrase replacement. There are 4 to 5 options given for a statement. They are in bold letters, and you have to replace the part of the sentence that is in bold letters. Along with any 4 of the options, the last option is no replacement. That means the sentence is correct in itself. You needn't replace it with a phrase. The next one is sentence improvement. Again, you have 5 options given. Either the sentence is grammatically correct, that is sentence no improvement required, the 5th option, or maybe any one of the 4 above it. And fill in the blanks, we all know. You have to fill up the blanks. There's a sentence with fillers, and fillers may be singular fillers or maybe double fillers or maybe multiple types. It can be of that part. To qualify these 4 patterns, these 4 points, we have to again generate the requirements. What are the requirements to improve upon these 4 points? The very first requirement is you have to study along with vocabulary the parts of speeches. And parts of speeches include these 9 points. This is the most scientific way of understanding grammar. How? I can prove it. How? If you want to study grammar, I will prescribe that it is a better option to study noun first, then second articles, then pronouns, then subject verb agreement, that is singular plural syntax. After that, forms of verbs, types of verbs, kinds of verbs, their functions, usage patterns, then tenses and their logics along with their applications. After that, adverbs and adjectives. And the second last point would be conjunctions and prepositions. Preposition, I am putting as an asterisk after it, an asterisk. Why? Preposition is a topic that can be studied. You can study this topic anytime, before one of these topics, after or in between somewhere. Doesn't matter. Why? Prepositions need to be, these prepositions are what? These are combinations. And you have to memorize these combinations. If you do not memorize these combinations, it would not be possible to you it would not be possible to apply them correctly in a sentence. Why the hell I prescribe that first of all you must go through noun? Let me complete. Noun is a chapter that has only 3 points to be asked in an examination. Singular noun with a singular verb, plural noun with a plural verb. Second point, singular noun, a noun that appears to be singular but takes a plural verb, or a noun that appears to be plural but takes a singular verb after it. After that we have articles. Articles are, and sorry to say, I think one thing, there's one more point that I missed. Let me again quote it. The third point is apostrophe s. The usage of apostrophe s is very important when we talk about nouns. So singular nouns, plural nouns with singular verbs, plural verbs, and usage of apostrophe s. Possession case, possessive case. After that we come to articles. A and the, we all know, 3 articles, their usage patterns. But since all the articles are basically there to qualify nouns, to provide their explanations, that is why articles are always studied after nouns. You will get a better understanding of articles if you do this. Since to replace noun we have pronouns. Pronouns are words that are placed in place of nouns. So before noun, if you study it, that would be of no use. After that, since nouns and pronouns are subjects in a sentence, and with subjects, singular subjects we take singular verbs, plural subjects we take plural verb. Then again the next topic comes syntax. That is the agreement of subject with its predicate or with its verb. After that, when we introduce verb here as a singular or plural part, now comes the forms of verbs. Because the forms of verbs, when they change, the entire tense changes. If you do not understand the forms of verb and their usage patterns, there would be no possibility of understanding tenses and their uses. After that, we go for tenses. Verbs change, they change tenses. Then we come to tenses and we study how the formula of the verb used in tenses and its logic. For what kind of sentences, what type of verb is used and why and in what condition. That is all about tenses. After that, there is adverbs. There are adverbs and adjectives. Why the hell I placed adverbs and adjectives together? Because all the adverbs are words that qualify verbs. Adverb is a word that tells the speciality of a verb, and adjectives are words that tell you the speciality or the quality of subjects. And since subjects are nouns and pronouns, that's why after nouns and pronouns is a better idea to understand adjective, to study it. And both can be studied one after the another because all the adverbs are normally adjectives. When we place an ly after an adjective, it becomes adverb. To become an adverb, normally we use ly after it. For example, nice plus ly, nicely, adverb. Nice is an adjective. Simple is an adjective, we place ly after it, it becomes simply, adverb. After that, we go for conjunctions. Conjunction is a topic that is normally of less importance, but since it's a part of the curriculum, so we can't skip it. We have to go for it. But after adverbs and adjectives, because it has fixed type of questions. And last part comes as prepositions. As I already say, I place it here, but it can be placed anywhere in between these, or maybe the first topic. Because prepositions demand 3 points. First, the basic concept of understanding what are the prepositions and how they are worked upon. Second thing, what are the ways of learning a preposition, because if you do not learn preposition, you don't know what the hell is preposition is all about. In that case, that would become a very difficult task for you to work it out in questions. And the last part is, what are the most common combination of prepositions along with other words that come in the examinations? That is the most important part. But first you have to go through concept, then method of learning prepositions, and the third part is what are the prepositions that are being asked in the examinations, that used to be asked and still they are being asked, because they are popular combinations, they are used. Fine. So today we stop our discussion here, and next time we will start with topics. Thank you.